Alright, back on the Techcraft server, and today I want to get started on a storage room. I'm going to use barrels, so I need a little bit of wood. So I'm just going to chop these trees down that I just planted and bone milled up. So let me get through this and then we'll get started. Alright, and cutting these down, I was just thinking, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to use barrels because they're not convenient. Sure, they only take up 1 block space, but you can only put 1 item in them, so you need 1,000 of them just to have any sort of inventory going on. And they take shitloads of wood to make. So I'm thinking I'm just going to stick to normal chests. Like that, basically. This is where I've chosen to put the storage room. I'm going to dig this out quite a bit more. Make it go down that way. 3 high boxes along the walls. Not sure if I'm going to go for any sort of sorting. I may. It's just, it takes a lot of time. And the reason I'm doing this is because the house at spawn I have is currently being torn down, and reasons for that. This is where I live now, so I'm just going to build something there in my own time. Probably a red power house, just to leave something behind at spawn. So that's what I decided to do there. Right. So I need to dig this out a lot more. And of course there's a cave like right in the road. So that's annoying. How far should I go? I probably should keep going. That wall there is the start of the end of this whole room. And then it goes to the upstairs room. So I'm thinking this is how wide I want it to go. And then start the chests going that way. Yeah, so I'm going to get from there to there, dug all the way back. Get some smooth stone going, fill this floor in. As you can see, I've got light from the upstairs, but I will eventually have to put more in because it's going to go further than just here, I'm pretty sure. It's going to go a lot further than that. So I'm going to get that dug out and I'll see you when I'm all finished. Alright, so I got the size of the room I wanted dug out, and I'm using dirt blocks here just to signify the position of the chests, and as you can see it works perfectly. I can fit a perfect symmetrical amount in and have it all neat and tidy. So there's going to be 3, 3, 3, and to combat the obvious, you put a chest here, can't open it. What I'm going to do is go up to the top, cut some smooth stone using red power tools, and pretty much make just a cap that'll go on the top there, so it won't interfere with the floor, because that is still the floor of this room. So that's what I'm going to do in that department. As you can see, back on the VonDoomCraft texture pack, one of my favies. Link in the description as always. So yeah, this is going to be the size. What I want to do is quickly get up here and smelt some smooth stone. Get some smooth stone going. And believe it or not, I died a little while ago. Just walking along casually, caving, lighting up, because this whole island is going to be lit up underneath. And reasons for that so I can build a spawner. So that's what I'm doing for that reason. I just had to come over here because if you look at the crops there on the map, they look like there's nothing there. Well, there's a few patches missing. But yeah, that's going to be the farm there. I'm not sure if I showed you. I can't remember if I've recorded something already, but oh. Very nice. Also pretty laggy. 50 frames. Ew. So, wheat in this texture pack looks pretty damn cool. I like this texture pack. It's really good. Obviously, it hasn't got mod support, as you can clearly tell from the balsa trees, the marble, but default-wise, and actually, it does actually have a few mod supports, just nothing in this pack, conveniently. If he decides to do mod support, it's going to be epic. There you go, fellas. That is at full capacity, by the way. So once I start ripping villagers out of here, putting them in their appropriate houses, there's going to be more of those guys. And I am actually thinking of keeping them around. As you can see, they like pumping each other. Whatever boats you float. How's that going? Anyway, I'll show you quickly through here. This is spawn. As you can see, I've torn the roof off, the flooring up, or the carpet anyway. Here's the guts of my machinery here. I understand now that this design, layout, doodalaki is outlawed now, so we don't use it anymore. So I'm going to have to come up with something a little bit different to what the guys use. But I'm sure I'll figure it out. Go watch a few tutorials and whatnot. So yeah, what I need is a wee bit of cobblestone. So I've got some slabs here. Cobblestone, so I actually might need them, so you come with me. Don't suppose I have any pre-cooked smooth stone. I wouldn't be that lucky now, would I? I have a lot of flint. That's a lot of flint. As you can see, that everything's just gone to shit in terms of storing and keeping a certain way of how to do things. It was inevitable because I knew this wouldn't be a permanent setup. Just checking for smooth stone. I'll take that cobblestone. I'm not out of cobblestone. I just haven't got any at this base. I think I showed you guys where all my cobblestone is. Back at my mining age. Ooh, stone. Sweet. Ooh, more stone. Sweet. Yep, alright. Let's get this back here. Whoop. Ow. Whoop. Ow. Alright. Obviously I'm going to have to dig all the walls up. Now I'm thinking I want a certain material for the walls, but I don't know what. Maybe just plain oak wood or something nice. I would like something nice. Oh, that's right. Let's get that fully stocked. Take that out just so we don't have to worry about it telling me, nope, it's full. Throw that in there. Fill this floor in, get rid of this crap here. New texture for appetite, I see. I think it is anyway, yeah. Because it looks so much like bloody... damn it, what's that stuff called? It looked like something and it was kind of confusing. There you go. That'll do you. What I might keep is this little trim of stone behind the wall. And then just have these two blocks that run around something. Maybe stone brick, something I have lots of. Let's see what we got lots of. I'm not keeping it dirt, that's for damn sure. Got sandstone, yeah. Again, this is working off this texture pack, so we're going to have to think of something that looks good in default. Don't want to use wool. Dirt. Hmm. Oh, that's the same one. Jungle wood. I haven't really got anything here, have I? Well, how about cobblestone? Got plenty of cobblestone. I know it's a cheap alternative, but some people, like myself, actually enjoy using cobblestone for building. For certain things, it can look good. For certain things, it doesn't. I miss the old cobblestone, the beta cobblestone. It was really sort of defined, and it stuck out, and it was just an overall good texture. I miss a lot from beta. I've been playing a lot of the original Minecraft, back when, believe it or not, gunpowder was called sulfur. Back when the game didn't actually have any sound. I have that version. But in terms of what Minecraft should have next, I think ambience. I don't know if anyone here is aware of a mod called the audio mod, but it basically adds ambience sound, because everything's just so bare. It's like there's nothing. Obviously there isn't anything to make the sound, but you could add wind, I don't know, anything. Just to add environment sound. There's one thing that comes with Minecraft is the feeling of seclusion. You always feel so alone. That's why I think adding the NPCs was almost a necessity. It had to happen. There had to be something else. And I can't wait until they become actually useful. Because right now they're pretty useless. Again, I don't know if anyone's familiar with a mod called, there's actually two of them. There is one called the Millionaire mod, which basically is a complete NPC overhaul. Like, I don't even think there's any default NPCs in the game anymore. And that is just a brilliant mod. They're actually useful. You can have a kid, you can marry an NPC, you can tell them to go out and farm for you or mine for you. So that's a really cool mod. I'll tell you what, let's get some of these chests put down. See, it's not a big chest room, but it's obviously going to be big enough. Let's get some of this. See what I really did with the texture pack here. I don't know how. I think it's a connected textures thing. I'm not too sure. But not all the blocks are the same, basically. Most of them, anyway. Yeah, what I was saying about barrels is they're just not very... Can I do that? I can do that. They're not space friendly, I guess, because if you think about it, yeah, it holds 64 stacks of one item, but that's one item. So you need like 1 million of them if you plan on having a lot of storage, and I do, basically. Obviously stuff like cobblestone and all that nonsense will be kept somewhere else, basically at the mining location that I choose, because I am going to make a new mining location. So say hello to the new... I'm going to have to keep that like that. To the new storage room. Lighting, I think I'm actually good because of the... Yeah, I am. So I don't need any torches. How lucky am I? Awesome. And I'll let that smelt for the free XP that comes with it. Oh, I moved my bed here too. Nice. Reasons for that is because this is the new spawn location, for me anyway. And the sun rises in the east. Can I get out, please? Thank you. What to do around here? I'm not playing with them yet. I'm going to get storage done. I'm going to get moved in. Get all that sorted. Then I'm going to finish off these huts. Change them around a little bit. Get more going that way, more going that way. Might put a few along here. I might keep this pond here. Might keep it a natural little pond. Why not? start doing machines in here soon, and I'm going to have to tear the flooring up and put in something that mobs can't spawn on. Wheat farm's looking nice, and then this big boy down here is going to get worked on. And yep, that sounds weird. As you can see, I still need to light that top right hand corner up. I'll get around to it. And then it will be, this whole top layer will be completely spawn free, and soon underground will be. When I went in X-ray mode using a machine, obviously, there wasn't as many caves as I thought, so I got lucky. This is going to be where my awesome building will be. I just cannot decide on something. Look how the sun moves. Look at that. That's nice. I can't decide if I want a tower, castle, houses. I don't know. I just cannot decide in this game. I want it all. You know what I mean? What else do we have? Oh, and anyone who's following my Aliens Colony Marines Let's Play, I do have a next episode ready to be uploaded. I just haven't uploaded it yet. Well, actually, edited it. Believe it or not, that game got bad reviews. Everyone hates it. And the reason I think that is, back when E3, I believe, did, or at least showed the demo, the game was unbelievable. It was excellent. The graphics, the lighting, the sounds, everything was different, believe it or not. And it felt like a really, really good game. And then when the initial release come out, it was a completely different game. Like, the current build does not have dynamic lighting, or anything like that. It doesn't have half the animation, cutscenes, little things, like when I was cutting the bloke out of the nest thing. There was an entire animation for that, a really good one, an in-depth one, and they just completely cut it. And it drove people insane, because they were like, well, hang on a second, you showed us this game, and then now that we have it, it's nothing like what we saw. And that is very understandable. I didn't catch the demo, but they showed, I think it was IGN who did a video, and they showed what it looked like. And it looked like an unbelievable game. And even I'm sad about it. So, I think that's why it got smashed in reviews. And nobody liked it. It got, I think Metacritic gave it a 41 on Steam. That is a bad score. A really bad score. So, did it do the series justice? It would have, if they kept the demo as the current build, but I think the problem with the demo is, and I don't want to start a flame war, I literally think they had to cut all that off because of console. Because it looked like a AAA grade quality title. You know what I mean? It looked like it would have competed with Crysis. But I think if anyone here has played Crysis on console, you know that it looks absolutely rubbish. You know, again, not trying to start a flame war. I play 360. There's one, that's one right there. But I think that the quality of the game during the demo mode, or at least demo time, was just way too high. And obviously console comes first because it's a bigger market, obviously with pirating and all that. So, in some way, we only have ourselves to blame. I'm talking for the PC community here. Companies are not making enough money off selling games to us, because we're nicking it all. You know what I mean? I'll admit it, I've nicked a few games. I think everyone has. But most of the time, I'll buy the game after I nick it. Like I did this with Minecraft. I first torrented beta 1.7.3, and within an hour I decided to buy Minecraft. I've done that with a few games. Obviously I'm not proud of torrenting, but, you know, if there's not a demo available, then I think there should be a demo for every game, by the way. Definitely. Well, he went cheap on that, didn't he? So yeah, little talky times. I need to now spend a couple of hours chopping wood, getting resources. I've got to make some jetpacks again. Ugh. But I'm going to wait till I get all stored and ready to go before I start doing that. What else? Pumpkin pie. Yeah. So, and I think Richard or Azaraiah Zee commented on the AVP. Yeah, I wish. The Aliens video and said that the graphics look amazing. Well, to an extent, but not amazing. Demo graphics? Hell yeah. That game looked amazing. It looked like a completely different game. And when it comes to franchises like that are so community-driven, fan-base-driven, I really think the companies should start actually having separate departments on a game. And I know that would take longer, it would take more money, but have a PC department and have a console department. Give the PC gamers the quality that they, want to play at. Because, again, I'm not trying to start a flame war, but consoles cannot compete in terms of quality. It's just a known fact. And obviously, console being a bigger market, because of the younger generation, the simplicity of it. And, by the way, it's not cheaper, okay? It's not cheaper. Over here in Australia, anyway, a new title for a 360 is about $89 to $110. Whereas a PC game, new release is about $80, $69. Think about it. If you buy 5 new release 360 games in any length of time, you've just got yourself a really good high-quality graphics card. So the money you spend on games, you could have already built a massively awesome computer. And when consoles first come out, yeah, they weren't exactly cheap. For the money of those, you could actually build a really good machine. So when people make the argument of, oh yeah, but PC is too dear, well, no, it's not. I built my first machine for about $715, and that thing lasted me for about 2 years before I decided to get an upgrade. I didn't need an upgrade, I wanted an upgrade. And then I just recently built this monster of a machine, 670, GTX, 2 gig, i7 377, 370, one of those numbers. I don't have a solid state, never going to get one, because I don't believe that they're a good value for money. So until they get to an acceptable price, I will not be getting one. Every time I go into my tech store, get a solid state. Look, we got new ones in. Get one. They're awesome. No, your PC can turn on in 20 seconds. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I flick my PC on, go make a coffee, come back, and it's all done. I'm not impatient. Okay? So I'm happy with my current build. I don't think I'll ever need to get an upgrade for quite a long time because, as I said, quality in games today have to be at a certain point. Now, until the new generation consoles come out, I don't have a comment. I'll have to wait and see. So obviously the new Xbox 720, PS4, don't know what they're going to be like. Apparently they're pulling big numbers in terms of their hardware, and I hope they do. You know what I mean? And I'm going to loll at the price when they come out, but they still will not compete with PC in terms of quality. Obviously it depends on the game you're playing, and I'm not going to say Crysis 1, because today it's not that great of a looking game. Crysis 1 with I think it was called the photorealistic mod, NASA couldn't run that shit. That was the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. I'll try and link a screenshot, or at least blimp a screenshot, of what the game looked like with that mod on it, but you couldn't run that game if you tried. So yeah, I think PC gamers are at fault to an extent, in terms of companies going, well, you know, we don't want to make PC exclusive titles anymore because you keep knocking the fuckers off. And that's very understandable. They spend 4 to 5 years plus making a game, bring it out at an acceptable price. Okay, $70 is not that much, people. Stop being tight. You know, you've already gone ahead and bought a PC, built a PC, you rent, you do internet and all that sort of stuff. You can afford $70. So stop bitching about it. And then, yeah, they release it, and then over 60% of the population nicks it. And then they get no profit from it. So they go, okay, let's go to console. Yes, you can pirate console games. Okay. It just doesn't happen as often. Nearly at all. Obviously with Xbox Live and all that, you know, PSN, it's a lot harder to work around. It's just not that, you know, it's not worth doing. I think that was a good rant. But that's my 2 cents on the whole situation of where we're at with console versus PC and the choice that companies are making with their games now. I just sit here and watch it happen. Do I believe that we're going to get a really, really, really good PC exclusive anytime soon? No. I don't think it's going to happen for a long time. Even with Crysis 3 now. Crysis 3, I don't know. I think it's going to be just a little bit better than Crysis 2. Crysis 2 didn't look that great, in my opinion, when you looked at it. With those games, they cheat. They use screen overlays, and they blur everything, and they put sun rays, and they just make everything look so smooshy that you get the impression it looks good. Strip all that shit away and just look at the bare minimum game, and you can have a pretty jagged experience, basically. But that's unavoidable, because it had to go on console. So I did pre-order Crysis 3, actually. I just pre-downloaded it today, in fact. Can I get in my own house, please? Yeah, so expect a few videos, maybe. I'm not doing a Let's Play, because it's... and I probably won't film any of the multiplayer, because I'm going to say something that's probably going to get a lot of people upset. Okay, Crysis multiplayer is COD in a nanosuit, and you cannot convince me otherwise, because I've played them. Even the demo. The beta demo. It's COD with a nanosuit, and a few fancy little things. But again, you can't avoid that. You can't avoid a game that is X amount of players versus more X amount of players with guns. Because everyone's going to say, oh, is this the COD knockoff? You know, I remember when Aliens Colonial Marines first showed a few videos, there were dickheads in the comment going, oh, this is such a COD knockoff. Man, if you're in the room with that guy, he wouldn't have lived. Simple as that. How stupid do you have to be? It's like... COD is a knockoff. You want to know what it's a knockoff of? Wolfenstein, okay? That was the granddaddy of first-person shooters. Any game after that is technically a clone. But you can't avoid that. You can't change an FPS shooter. You can't make it technical, because at the end of the day, you're still just pointing and clicking at something moving. That'll always be the way. Unless, of course, we go virtual reality. It'll still be the same thing, but it'll be played differently. So there is not one FPS shooter out there that has changed the way it works, because you're still doing the same thing. In terms of Battlefield versus COD, same game, except you get vehicles in Battlefield 3. And obviously physics and, well, you know, a few other things, but you're still doing the same thing. And believe it or not, I enjoy COD more than Battlefield 3, and I played my fair share of Battlefield 3, that's for damn sure. Will I get Battlefield 4? Hell yeah, because I'm a fan. Why not? As for more COD titles, how can they keep going? You know what I mean? It's just too much. There are too many CODs. So yeah, like Black Ops 2 is probably the last COD game I'll ever play. And the reason for that is, I think it's as far as they can go. They've literally milked all they can do with that series. And if I had it my way, I'd literally completely kill Modern Warfare 2, 3, Black Ops 1 and 2, and go back to the original and the best, which was Modern Warfare 1. The classic. That was probably the best COD out. And all they should have done with that is just update it. You know, DLC packs, new content, new maps. Because if you strip away the other games that come after it, you strip away their campaigns, which are shit anyway. You know, who plays the campaign? You strip away that, and all you've really got is just an updated version of the previous game. You know, with a few little more toys to play with. Graphics didn't get any better. They got a bit blurrier, but that's about it. They didn't get any better whatsoever. Modern Warfare 3 looked exactly the same as Modern Warfare 2, except Modern Warfare 3 had better depth of field, blurriness, and all that sort of stuff. And that's how you hide bad graphics. You hide it behind a screen overlay. You make something blurry, same as you're pissed. Every woman's hot when you're pissed. It's a general rule. So every game looks good when it's blurry. Because they don't let you focus. As soon as you focus on a game, it starts to look a bit dodgy. Even the prettiest games out there. So, I don't think there's one game out there that's really achieved true sort of awesomeness just by the game itself, because it also depends on the engine. Like Skyrim. Skyrim don't look good. Okay, Skyrim's not a good looking game. No one can convince me otherwise. But you spend some time, you get some good mods, not EMBs. EMB is exactly my point. All that is a screen overlay. And it makes the game look better. Correct? Of course it does. I'm not picking with him because I haven't got a better sword. So, and even with Minecraft, I think there's a mod, there's something shaders made the game look awesome. But again, it's still the same game, except you had a different overlay. But that was way too glitchy at the time. Haven't checked it since. I remember I started using GSL, I think it was called, shaders, back in 1.2.5. And it was cool while it worked. You had weird things happen in caves and stuff. Basically, when you're deep down on bedrock, you knew when the sun was coming up. Okay. Hopefully, they fixed it. Don't know. Haven't looked at it. I might have a look at it after this. But yeah. Well, this episode's certainly taken a turn for the difference. Bit of a ranting episode. Why not? Just a few of those points have gotten on my nerves about console versus PC and all that stuff. Who cares? But I cannot wait for... How did you get out? For the new 360. I'm definitely getting that over the PlayStation. I don't like PlayStation. Okay. Nothing against it. It does the job. It certainly has a large fan base. But I think you just hear too many bad stories about it. But you do with 360 also. You know what I mean? 4 of my previous 360 console boxes have all got red ring. Okay? Pisses me off. Shit goes right out the window. Okay, I've already broken one flash screen. Straight through the motherfucker. So what I do now is you go to EB Games. If you guys have EB Games in the States, because I know a large viewer base of me is Americans. Cool. I don't know if you guys have EB Games. If you don't, basically GameStop is the equivalent. And the way that 360 is priced is depending on the size of the hard drive. So what you do is you go there, you ask them, what's the cheapest pre-owned Xbox you got? And the way the price will go is it'll have a small hard drive. Get that one and put your old hard drive in it. Like, I paid $70 for this. Ripped this hard drive out and put in my original 100-something gig hard drive in it. Because if you go to buy a new one with, I don't know how big they get, 250 gig? That's probably too much. The price is ridiculous. I was like, mate, this console's friggin' X amount of years old. And you're trying to knock it off for that much? And it's just because of the hard drive. So that's a way around that. And I said that to the guy, and he kind of cackled at me. I ain't paying full price for that shit. No way. Let's go over and harvest my wheat farm. But I don't mind playing console. You know, I've got a few titles on there. I normally play it for the Resident Evil games. I've even got Minecraft on there. It's a good game just to sit back and relax to. And I believe there's a new Resident Evil game coming. Well, not new, but it's actually being remade for the console, and it's Resident Evil Revelations, which I think is a tie-in around the time of 4 and 5, because Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine's in it, and they look the same as they did in Resi 5. I don't know if that's intentional, but that's the way it looks. So I'm definitely grabbing that. And obviously when GTA comes out, the new one, because that's not coming to PC, by the way, any of you fans of GTA, you ain't getting shit. At least that's what is stated. Will they port it to PC? No idea. Hope they don't. And the reason for that is it'll be a shit port. Okay, I hate ports. There hasn't been a good one since... Tell you what, Resi 5 was actually a really good port. And that's another thing that's wrong with the current way of games is ports. Let's take Dark Souls, for instance, which I think was voted the worst port of the year. And I agree with it to the point where I bought it. $40 it cost me. Still haven't played it to this day. Couldn't get out of the menu. I got to the first bit of the game, but just couldn't play it. It was impossible. Couldn't get the 360 controller working with it. Pissed me off even more. So I thought, screw you. Deleted it. Never attempted it again. And never will. That game had its chance. It failed miserably in terms of port quality. To the point where there was none. It was just shocking. It literally played like an emulator. If you don't know what an emulator is. It's software that allows you to play games on PC, console games. Like I can play Super Mario on my PC, and I have before. That's what it played like. And that's pretty much what a port is. It's just a different sort of emulator. So, when companies choose to port something to PC and then ask the same price as its console release, or even greater, they should really sit back and think, is it worth it? Did we make a good port? Before slapping a $70 to $80 tag on it. Because half of them out there are not worth the money they ask for, simply because of the hard time we have playing it. So yeah. And I think PC gamers and PC in general is being left behind. And I think they're forgetting that without PCs, they wouldn't have the game for console. Okay, consoles wouldn't be around without us. So I think, I wouldn't call myself a PC fanboy. Oh, sweet. I'm going to go watch that in a second. But I understand, okay? I don't sit there with my head up my ass and think that PC is king shit. But it's definitely a big part of the gaming world today. And in terms of overall gaming quality, we're not going forward, we're going backwards. Okay, it's getting worse. There was a good period of a short few years where games even coming out on console were great. Games coming on PC were great. Then it started to go downhill. Companies started to get sloppy, greedy, and they just started pumping out shit. So let's hope it actually takes a turn for good. Alright. I know this hasn't been a very eventful episode, but you know what I'm doing now, because half of that stuff now is just chopping wood for a couple hours, making chests, and then dragging all the crap from home and putting it in there. Not worth filming. But this has been a good rant video, I think. Let me know what you think. Okay? Now, if you want to start a flame war, please don't. This is not my intention. Okay? This is my opinion of what's happening today. If you don't like what I said, don't sit there and do the common, oh, you faggot, you stupid. All that stupid shit. Okay? Because you'll be blocked. Just that quick. Okay? People like that on the internet piss me off. If you got a problem with someone's opinion, you tell them, I disagree, and then you tell them your opinion. Okay? You don't need to sit there and just spam them with insults and just stupid shit. Okay? It doesn't need to be. So let me know what you think about what's going on with gaming today, because I'm interested to hear people's opinions, even though usually they're one-sided. It's usually console versus PC. I'm in between. Okay? I'm looking for what's best for the game itself. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get off here, cut wood, and do all that sort of stuff. Take care, guys. See you in the next episode.